Axum, you ready for this? You like trade route range? There it is. Oh, it went north. Look at this road. Fantastic. So fun. Silla is so fun. Holy.
1 hour later.
Trade route range is no longer ignored when forming an alliance. What? That is really sad. Why did they do this? That's the worst thing I've seen so far in these patch notes. I'm scared. Unnecessary and anti-fun is how I would describe that. This is their improvement, which I've also called out before as being awful. What have we got? Receives +1 culture. Oh my god, I think this is like... I think I gave this exact change. I told them that it should be a culture adjacency from fishing boats. I didn't tell them that, but I mentioned that should be the case. This is such an odd building, I find, because you don't really want to be building farms on Hawaii. You want to be expanding, you know, for food improvements into the ocean on fishing boats. So why does this give culture to farms instead of, say, fishing boats? I do not know. Wow. There you go. It never made sense to me why this Hawaii, who's all about settling like one tile islands, you know, all about marine terrain, it gave farms culture. You're welcome for access for the balance advice. I'll take my check in the mail. Okay, but I'm actually most excited for Qing. Qing China in the modern age. They're one of my favorites, but they're just not very good. So I hope they get some good buffs. Like, and they need some serious buffs. So you're not doing a turn 14 win with Qing China, that's for sure. So that's the one I'm most excited for, but we'll see. But Qing, this is one I was kind of most excited for. This looks not... I was hoping for an Egypt level rework, potentially. What the hell? This is like worse. +1, so it +1 culture, but -3 science. +1 culture for every imported resource and a settlement limit, previously +2. Huh? Why did Qing get nerfed? Why did Qing get nerfed? They're not very good. I swear. I don't know what it is. What, like, sometimes I think Firaxis is playing a different game when they change the modern age stuff. They nerfed their science and culture. Like, what? What is this? This is so sad though. Qing is the one I was most looking forward to. They're probably one of my favorite civs in the game, despite how bad they are. But I really like trading, especially in the modern age. Yeah, they're throwing darts at a board to determine this. Like, I don't know. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, Prussia nerf, that's fair. They were pretty good, but like Qing getting nerfed, Meiji Japan, really? Meiji Japan is clearly like the best, and Mughal, right? Mughal India. Why Qing? What did Qing do wrong? Is there some sort of Qing strategy I've not been made aware of that no one knows about, that only Firaxis knew about? I'm so sad about that. I was really looking forward to like some sort of Qing rework. I can't believe they've nerfed them. Expect Qing to be buffed in the next patch, by the way, because this makes no sense. But then again, who knows? And that's it for the modern civs, huh? Yikes. Civ 7 UI moment spotted here. +3 gold per sanction you have active per age. Previously +5 gold. Why did they get it wrong twice? How did this happen? Are these like AI generated or something? You have to wonder. Also, side note, you see, Civ 7 on a 35% discount right now. Okay, Persia, which is now changed to Achaemenid Persia. +2 culture and +1 gold. We saw this. +5 healing for military units. Yeah, previously was just this. Oh, so they didn't actually change that much. Unless they... Oh yeah, here you go. +1 settlement. Paradise gets +1 culture and happiness from adjacent quarters. So more culture again. +5 gold. They're still pretty bad. This still seems really bad. Yeah, Persia still seems pretty bad. If this is, I assume this is a complete list of the changes. The Paradaises are much better than they were, but 2 happiness and 2 culture. It's not going to cut it, I'm afraid. Yeah, this is a lot more underwhelming than I was expecting, but hey, buffs are buffs. Egypt. We got a lot of feedback that Egypt offered an exciting gameplay style, focusing on wonders but often failed to deliver, was rough to transition. All very true. +2 production on improvements in districts, navigable and minor rivers, previously +1. Okay. Very solid buff there. +2 production, like now we're talking. And it works on districts too. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, and navigable and minor. Wow, this got really good. That's a huge buff. Huge Egypt buff already. +15% production towards wonders. Doubled for wonders in desert terrain. +2 production on wonders in desert terrain. Another huge buff there for wonder building. Mastaba. +1 gold adjacency for desert tiles, navigable rivers. Previously just +1. Right, so again, reducing the reliance on desert tiles, I guess. Excellent. Egypt is actually hitting right now. So same thing here. Changed to be navigable rivers instead of just desert. That's really good. +2 gold and 2 culture on the palace and wonders. Oh, this is like really different. +5 gold on the palace. It's amazing. It's amazing this even made it. This old version is so bad. It just gave +5 gold on the palace. Wow. +2 gold and 2 culture on the palace and wonders. Yeah, it's a buff towards what they want to be doing. So, okay. +2 food on improvements and districts on navigable and minor rivers. Previously +1. Again, really solid buff. And the same thing here. Well, I should have made Egypt like bright green. Egypt was awful. Absolutely horrendous before. So, I mean, they needed some drastic stuff. I had specifically called out Egypt for just give them some drastic changes, and Firaxis has delivered. Great. This is tremendous. Good. I'm keen to play them now, really. That's probably one of the first games I'll play. I'm sure Paisley will do the same. That's really good. Mississippi, which I'm expecting to be a nerf. Again, called it out. Shell-tempered pottery. No longer all buildings, just food, gold, and warehouse ones. Warranted, but a bit of a shame. Mississippi, I mean, this is still going to be really strong. Mississippi, probably still top 3 civs in antiquity. Up there with Maya and Assyria. So, yeah, a bit of a shame for them to just nerf it, but hey, I'm 8 for 8 right now. Songhai was a civ that promised a cool gameplay niche, but fell short of exciting in a few ways. Added +1 production cities on navigable rivers for every resource assigned to them. Does this get applied to every navigable river tile? So if you have 5 resources in a city and 4 navigable river tiles, this is +20 production. That's pretty strong. That actually seems pretty good. And this effect is pretty useless too. So yeah, that's really good. Good. Wow, dude, the navigable river pathway is carved out quite plainly here. Egypt into Songhai. They're really pushing it. It's good. +1 production on the caravansary and settlements with a bazaar, and in mining towns with the trade outposts. That's whatever. That's fine. Previously +2 gold. I think this is... I mean, look, production's good. I mean, they're actually getting quite a bit of production here. The caravanserai you can spam, right? You can put them next to each other. I think it must. This ability, no way it works like that. I think it does. I mean, again, you can't really trust the UI in this game, but yeah, if you played Carthage in antiquity into Songhai, that seems pretty good. You could get like 15 or 20 resources. If you had a really long navigable river, like what's the max you could get? If it's straight, plus you get six navigable rivers in one city. Anyway, extreme high roll potential on this ability. If you have a really long navigable river and a lot of camels you can trade, Panda probably knows about trading for camels. This is a really, really massive high roll ability. If it works like that, and I think it does. Okay, minor and navigable rivers in movement, which was kind of whatever. The trade route ships cannot be plundered on navigable rivers. I think this effect was somewhere else before, wasn't it? I think they've condensed some effects down into this tradition, but I'm not quite sure. This is terrible though. This is so bad. I mean, the previous effect was bad too. I guess, I mean, this is fine. This is fine. Fleet commanders gain the convoys promotion for free, which is always pretty solid. Unlocks ISA. Oh yeah, this is the one I was thinking of, yeah. Again, pretty terrible, but so far their abilities is really strong compared to the rest of them. Cities and homelands and navigable rivers generate treasure convoys with 1V. Wow, VP. I've never used this term before. I thought they were called TPs, treasure points, right? Anyway. Tajira's gold becomes 200, unlocks the Wakia. This is their unique merchant, by the way. Cities in homelands or navigable rivers. I swear they've just pulled this term, like out of nowhere, too. So it's still only 1 point each, though. I think, Inca gets 2, I think, for mountains. Plus, oh, is this an entirely new mastery? It's not replacing anything. It's cool. Plus 5 common strength for the gold bangles with at least 5 resources installed in the capital. Oh, they've moved the settlement cap out of this one. I see. That's good. The gold bangles infantry used to be really bad because it had a really specific effect. I think it had to be standing on a resource to get a combat bonus. What's you got on rough terrain and mines on resource? Oh god, look at these conditions. Plus 2 gold on rough terrain and mines on resources if there is a gold building in the city. This feels like a pretty big nerf, I guess. So now it only works on rough terrain and mines on resources instead of just mines in general. It seems like a little bit of a nerf. It's very specific now. It's very specific. Mud brick added plus 1 gold in production on gold buildings, deserts, or plains. I'm not sure what this is referring to. What is mud brick? Again, I assume maybe it's an entirely new tradition they've added here, or policy. Civic is the word I'm looking for. ISA, plus 5 common strength and 2 movement to all units on navigable rivers. They're still not great, but okay for combat. Plus 5 combat strength is pretty significant if you're sailing up a navigable river to siege someone or something. Okay, new tradition entirely. Plus 3 gold for every active trade route. Trash. Not even Qing China could make use of this trade route. Tradition, caravanserai improvement, added plus 1 land trade route range. Oh, cool. Oh, but now they can't be built adjacent. Rip. That makes what I set up here a bit worse as well. Songhai on the whole, I feel like they've front-loaded a lot of their power into this, the starting ability. Everything else is still kind of meh from what I'm reading. But this ability, This ability has insane potential. Not like, I don't know, I wouldn't call them good, but from what I'm reading, they don't sound that great. But if you get really lucky with navigable rivers, then sure, they can fulfill this fantasy, as they say, fulfill the niche, but not particularly keen on that. Okay, Spain rework. Okay, Spain's got a significant past to help it fit its historical and gameplay identity as conquerors of distant lands. Should feel much better. So there you go, Spain got a buff. That's not surprising, to me anyway. I think Spain was pretty weak. Unique ability. +2 food, gold, and production in settlements adjacent to coast and in settlements following your own religion. +4 if it's both. This reminds me a lot of Civ 6. Doubled in distant lands. Whoa, so all in all, if you have a settlement in distant lands following your religion, this gives you +8 food, gold, and production adjacent to coast. That's a lot of conditions. So you have to be adjacent to coast in the distant lands and following your religion to get all that benefit. Okay, Armada now has +5 combat strength for heavy naval units. That sounds pretty decent. Heavy naval units is probably what you're using before, is my understanding. So that's Cogs, Carracks, and whatever the third one is. +1 settlement limit unlocks the Elascorial Wonder. Previously this was so bad. +1 movement for treasure convoys. What are we doing out here? Oh, this was so terrible. Movement on treasure convoys is not what you need. You need like faster spawning, but not movement. It's terrible. New World Riches, Tier 1. +10% food and production in cities and distant lands. Used to be settlements. A slight nerf there by the looks of it. +1 movement for treasure convoys, and rough terrain is not in them. Okay, they've moved it over here, I guess. Rough terrain effect now also applies to conquistadors. Is it just saying that conquistadors don't end their movement? That's a really strange way of phrasing that. Casa de Contración has been moved. Oh, I'd have to see all these civic trees. I wish they should put a picture of the new civic tree, when they did such massive changes like this. Because these could be in any order, for all I know. +1 gold on resources, or 3 gold in distant lands. Again, it's kind of filling the theme here. Conquista tradition moved, and conquistadors now require that Plaza unique. Isn't that already the case? Oh no, it was. It wasn't a unique quarter. You had to build a wharf. You needed a wharf to build conquistadors, which was a really random requirement. Whew. I said Spain got buffed. I think overall they sound better. They've added a lot of stuff and kept a lot of their existing stuff, so overall seems a lot better. This ability is interesting. It doesn't scale very well though. +8, I'm just being very generous here. +8 food, gold, and production in distant land settlements. I don't know about that, but just now reading it again, this applies to your own ones as well. So you kind of have to have settled a lot of coastal settlements in antiquity, and then you can transition to Spain. Again, this kind of fits into what they seem to be doing, which is making these really defined lines you want to go down. So Axum into Spain now makes a lot of sense. Settle all your settlements on the coast. As Axum, you get +3 gold on resources in coastal settlements. Then you swap to Spain, which gives you +2 food, gold, and production in all those settlements. +4, it follows your religion. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say it excites me to play Spain. They still seem pretty boring, to be honest. Better, but still boring to me. It's a pretty big update, all things considered. Thank you very much to the members of the channel. Really appreciate your support. That's Chris J, Int Paladin, and Shamal TV. Really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. And don't forget you can donate to the Civ Give currently going on by scanning the QR code, or I'll put a link in the description as well. Cheers, everyone.